Hey ladies and gentlemen, Richard Core Kenobi here, and I'm back again for another Death Battle prediction. And today we have Carolina versus the Meta, both from Red versus Blue. Sorry, tongue twisted. So, yes, now, I did watch The Next Time at SGC Live last Friday, and this one was pretty damn good. It wasn't the one I called, but this one was pretty good. Now, it also should be noted the reason I took so long to get to this is because I decided if I was going to do a prediction video for you guys, and if I was going to do a reaction, I had to know everything I need to know about Red versus Blue. So, for the past 5 days, I've marathoned all 12 volumes. I am still on volume 12, and I have 2 volumes left. So, I do know everything about Carolina and the Meta. So, yes, that is why it is taking me so long. And also, I should also say that this show is amazing. It's funny. It's hard to believe it's been around since 2003. That's 13 years. And I deeply regret not watching this show because it's funny and it's action-packed, and of course, volumes 8 and 10 were animated by Monty Oum, and this is how Monty got his start. So, yes. So, if you want to check out the show, it's on Netflix, all 13 volumes, and you can watch volume 14 on Rooster Teeth. So, yes, with all that said, let's get to this. Now, I'm not going to give you guys a full detail on both of these characters because honestly that would take too long, and it's better if Death Battle does it, so I'll just give you guys the basics. So basically, Carolina is, of course, a soldier who was in the team with the Meta, so her and the Meta are kind of familiar with each other because they were teammates, along with her partners, Wash, York, her sister, and of course Tex. So of course, this was back when they all got their AIs, and Carolina didn't have an AI, and but the Meta did have an AI, and slowly they controlled him. They took over him. So if I am led to believe that Death Battle will be using the Meta that we saw in volume 8 and 9, then that probably would be accurate. So, yes, so of course Carolina, she was at the top of her class. She was actually second to Tex, who I felt probably should have been in this Death Battle. Would have made more sense. So, yeah, and it was pretty good. I'm sorry, I'm just trailing on, guys. So, yes, now, Carolina does have a lot of awesome feats. She is, of course, dodged gunfire at point-blank range. She has taken down an army of Tex robots by herself before she, of course, needed help, and many other crazy awesome feats. And, of course, she knows various martial arts, and she has a speed boost. She can run faster than the eye can see, and of course she has her current AI, which is Church/Epsilon. So yes. Now, I don't know if they're going to include AIs in this, but that would be interesting. But let's just assume that Carolina will have Church, and the Meta will have all of his AIs, except Epsilon. So yes. Now, with the Meta, he is, of course, like, let's say he's like the Predator. He doesn't talk a lot, but he is a very deadly force. He, of course, has many different AIs, and with that, that means he has many different powers. He has Tex's ability to turn invisible. He can actually freeze time. He can loop time through certain events. And he, of course, has Carolina's speed boost. He has a lot of different various powers. And, of course, his signature weapon is his grenade knife rocket launcher, which is pretty badass. And he, too, has various martial art skills, but his only weakness is that if you damage his suit enough, the AIs will go offline. And it should be noted he did get the crap beat out of him by Tex. Although Tex didn't necessarily kill him, she was able to give him a run for his money and just dominate him halfway. So, yes. Now, this is gonna be hard, but I can sort of see Carolina winning because of many things. One, she's familiar with the meta. She knows him. She trained with him. The meta was her partner. Well, one of her many partners. And of course, she is just like a one-woman army. As I said, she literally single-handedly took down various armies of Tex robots. Robots that were built off of, Agent Texas. So she has more experience fighting just many more opponents than the meta does. Not to say the meta is weak against single opponents. Again, he is very cunning, and he can take down multiple enemies if he wanted to. But again, even though he may have various AIs at his system, I still feel like Carolina has the better, I don't know, advantage you would want to say, because again, I mean, when you have somebody that you used to know and you're very familiar with them and how they work in their combat skills, that gives you a leg up. And also too, because again, I'm only up to volume 12, I'm halfway done with it, so again, I don't know much more what happens. Oh, and of course, Carolina also can camouflage her armor to match the color of another enemy's armor. So she can actually blend in her surroundings, and it'll make it seem like she's on one side, and then all of a sudden double cross, and, you get the idea. So, yeah. And also, too, the meta also stole this, because, again, the meta has many of Carolina's powers as well, but Carolina knows how to use them better. So, yes. Now, as to who I think would win, again, I just said Carolina, because, again, she knows the meta best. She has done a lot more crazier things than the meta ever could. And the fact that she was able to take down armies of robots that were Texas, they literally had her powers, that says a lot. And the fact that she has super speed, she can camouflage her armor, and of course, when she has Church, she works a lot better, and of course, she's proficient with many different guns. And she was able to literally dodge bullets point blank. Like, we're talking really close, like, to the point where it almost looked like she would have gotten shot. So, yes. However, the meta himself has done some crazy things, but, again, he just doesn't stand up to current Carolina. Because, again, if this was the meta and Carolina before they became who they are, then that's hard to say. That really is. I would just still say Carolina. But again, I still think this is going to be an awesome fight, and it's kind of awesome that Death Battle and Red vs. Blue are teaming up. So if you guys are wondering, so does this mean Screw Attack and Rooster Teeth are teaming up? They're already together, guys. They're a single company. What this means is you're going to actually probably see, some cameos from Red vs. Blue. You may even get to see Griff, Simmons, Sarge, Caboose. That kind of would be awesome. But no, I actually think we're actually gonna have the animators help Tori out, because again, Tori is animating this, and so far from what I saw in the preview, it looks pretty good, and you can really tell that this is, hopefully this is going to be an epic-ass 3D fight, because again, the people have been complaining that Season 3 so far has been pretty lackluster, mainly the 2D fights. But so far, my favorite two 3D battles are still Ratchet & Clank versus Jak and Daxter, and Dante versus Bayonetta. Joker versus Sweet Tooth came close, but with this fight, I want this to be a full 20-minute battle, because again, a lot of things could happen here, and I'm guessing since Death Battle and Red vs. Blue are teaming up, that pretty much implies, oh yeah, there's a lot that's going to be happening. So yes, very much looking forward to that. But yeah, guys, overall, I am very sorry I'm not going fully in-depth with these characters. It's just, I feel like you either, one, need to wait till Death Battle comes out and explains it, or two, I think you need to watch the volumes. Now, if you don't want to marathon all of them, you can just go to Volume 8 and all the way up to, I don't know, Volume 10. So it makes it easier because Volume 8 is where the meta is introduced, and then Volume 10 is where Carolina is introduced. So that way you get a better understanding of what they can do and their characters. So, yes. And also, too, I feel like you just guys need to watch the show. This is a great show. I can't believe I did not watch this all this time. Because, again, guys, this is, for those of you who don't know, this was Rooster Teeth's very first show. This was their very first show. If it wasn't for this show, RWBY would have never happened. Because, again, if Monty Oum hadn't worked on this show, by Volume 8, RWBY would have never happened. And, honestly, it wouldn't be what it is today. And also, too, you know, it's very awesome and action-packed. And it's funny, because, again, this show is so good, it's now a part of the main Halo timeline. Now, does that mean the creators of Halo own this? No, this is still owned by Rooster Teeth. But the events that happen in this show are connected to the Halo games. So that's pretty cool. So, yeah, guys, overall, that was my prediction. Again, I'm going for Carolina because from what I've seen, it mainly looks like it. But, however, because my Death Battle streak is 13-0, if anything comes up on the meta that I did not know about, it's like, let's say if the meta comes back in Volume 13 or 14, and he has some new stuff that I didn't know about, then I'll let you guys know. But again, my pick is still Carolina because I just like her a lot more as a character. That's just me. Because again, I like this character. And I do feel she's gonna win. So, yes. But, yeah, guys, overall, tell me down below who you're going for. And if you really, really want to know more about Red vs. Blue, again, go check it out on Netflix. All 13 volumes are there. They're like an hour to 2 hours long, so it's easy to marathon them. Again, it only took me 5 days, so yeah, knock yourself out. Or you can go ask my buddy, Your Only Mate. He knows a lot more. He knows a lot more about what could happen. So yes, go to his channel and ask him what you want to know. So yes, guys, overall, if you enjoyed this prediction, please like, comment, subscribe. Tell me down below, who are you going for, Carolina or the meta? And tell me, are you a fan of Red vs. Blue? And what are your thoughts on this battle? Do you think this is going to be the best 3D death battle they've had since Ratchet and Clank and Dante versus Bayonetta? Let me know. And until then, this is Richard Core Kenobi saying, may the Force be with you. Later, guys.
You're already dead.